If you're a scuba diver and you've never been on a liveaboard, maybe it's about time you gave it a go. So I thought I'd run through with you how it works. So I'm in the Red Sea and I'm with Scuba Travel. It was about £1,550, I think, for 5.5 days of scubaing, 22 dives. So when you arrive on the boat, obviously we're in a harbour, nice easy platform to get on board. The first thing that happens is you're greeted and then you're told to take your shoes off. So your shoes will fit in here. I think there's 12 cabins, 24 people if it's a max. So this is basically all the cylinders and where the compression happens. You can have nitrox as standard, or if you're not nitrox qualified, you can have just normal 21% air. There's a couple of toilets there. I'll show you through there in a minute. But basically, you get off with all your equipment and you go down to your cabins and you take everything out and leave your guide gear downstairs. So there's 3 daytime dives and one nighttime dive every night. So in between dives you can come up here, you can relax. There's tea, coffee and alcohol. They have an honesty sheet. If you have a beer next to your name, you put a 1 and so forth, and you pay at the end of the trip. But yeah, really nice. You meet some nice people, which is great. You end up with a few friends. But the cabins are on 2 levels on this particular boat, which is the Gazala Adventure. So we've got cabins all the way along here. I think the end ones are the captain's cabin. But as you can see, you can come and sunbathe down here. It is windy. It is windy at the Red Sea, but the reefs are absolutely fantastic. With Scuba Travel, you can go on wrecks and reefs, or you can go looking for sharks. This particular trip is the last day for me, and it was wrecks and reefs. Probably one of the best liveaboard trips I've ever had. There is a fly deck up here. So everyone's always on their phones, aren't they? So as you can see, people are relaxing, and there is a top deck up here. As you can see, not many people come up here unless you want to be grilled in the sun. I mean, it's the beginning of October and I think it's about 32 degrees, the height of the day. Very warm. Now they do advise that you walk backwards down these steps, particularly if it's rough weather. It takes too long. Get to the heart of the boat now, which is where all the cylinders are on this level. So it's nice aircon in here. People crash out in between dives in here. There's normally a big bowl of fruit there, and all of this is free. Again, there's a bar, and if you come through here, this is where we have our breakfast, lunch, evening meal. They also give us snacks in the afternoon, which is nice. The instructors, you can go on a dive either guided or unguided. Personally, I like the guided ones because these instructors know these waters really well. and I think local knowledge is invaluable. So this is my cabin. Oh, that's right, Mike's not in here. So the cabins are really good. This is the best cabin I've had on a liveaboard for sure. More than enough room for two, and the ensuite, shower, everything you'd expect, all nicely kitted out. There are some USB points, but they do say please don't charge and leave it unattended. So that's Jean. So in here is where we have our briefings before each dive. One of the instructors will stand there, do the pictures on the TV, explain the dive, and then you dive the plan. And they've got a really useful board here. Today's our last day, so we have only got 2 dives, but they mark them here, the times, and they put the breakfast times and the various lunch, snacks and dinner on here. But this is an area where you can charge all your equipment. As I said, they don't like you to do it in your room in case of fire. And there's more stations here. So that's life on a liveaboard. Oh, let me just talk about the dives. I would say 4 out of 5 dives, you'll jump off the back and you come back on the back. We've got some ribs occasionally. I think we've had 3 on 22 dives where they'll take you out. You either and then you do a negative dive or a positive dive. Normally negative because the current tends to be more on the top and the wind pushes you along. But if you dive off the back, and then you'll either drift back to the boat or swim back to the boat and you get on the back. There's only been one where I've gone off a rib and come back on the rib. But these days they've got these nice little ladders that flop down into the sea, which is great. So if you've got any comments, if you've got any questions on what life is like on a liveaboard, I'd really encourage you to ask me below and I'll answer the best I can. One thing I would say is the staff on this boat have been incredible, really, really good. They wait on you hands and foot. They'll help you get set up with your tanks. They'll help you get your tanks off. They'll even help you put your wetsuit on and take your wetsuit off if you like. There's nothing that's too much for them, and that's because they want a tip. And the suggested tip is 10% of the cost, so it's 1,500 quid. They're really looking for about £150 tip, and for what they do, and I know their wages must be really poor, for what they do, I think it's well worth it. I shall be tipping nicely on this particular trip. It has been one of the best liveaboard experiences I've had so far. Anyway, questions below. Bye for now.